Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. um, Today, I know I was saying that I wanted to do the analytics, and I did take, um, like the videos, the top videos, and all that, and all like that kind of stuff. But there's some things I'd like to also write down that I don't like when you do this, you don't know what is important and what isn't. In my opinion, the only thing that matters is my top videos, and then you want to follow suit from, because that's what people are watching. That's basically all that I know. But I know there are a lot of other things that you need to pay attention to. So I'm just doing some research on that, trying to figure out what am I not paying attention to that I need to, and why. So that is a work in progress. But after I did my last video, I was watching it and posting it, and I realized there was something that was bothering me. And so I ended up doing something else, and it took a couple of days to do that project. So I will show you that today, and we'll do the analytics. Basically, a review of my channel, how it's doing and everything. That'll be on another video. Maybe the next one, maybe the one after that, not sure. So today I'm going to do this change I did. And then tomorrow we're running errands, and then we'll see what the weekend looks like. I might do another video on the weekend. Maybe it'll be that analytic one. We'll see. But I just wanted to also see in my office when I talk to you guys, it looks like these colorful dressers are going to be in the picture all the time. That's shows color. I love color. And then the natural wooden crates. Well, not the white ones. I wish I didn't paint those white. I know for the setting it was in, it looked better. But, and I hate to sand it down. It's just so tedious. There's so many nooks and crannies. I love this natural wood. And if you look, right, okay, so right there you can see, there's the shelf. I did end up buying that shelf at Home Depot. Wait, I just did this really tight. There we go. Right there. That shelf across. So I have two wooden crates on either side. So my laptop can go in the middle. And I have two space bars in there. You can see the one. The other one is identical. For anything I have to plug in when I'm doing a project. If I need the hot glue gun. If I need a blow dryer or whatever, I have lots of space to plug things in. The laptop's plugged into it. The printer, it's all into those two space bars. And then because of needing this height, see, the laptop is higher than the wooden crate. So I had to do two wooden crates. And sometimes I have this even higher if I'm sitting on my bed watching something that's like an hour long or half hour long. I will, because I have a platform it's on that can make it go higher and higher. I'm not going to do it now because there's so much clutter. But yeah, so I need this space. And then up here I put my tripod. I ended up putting a screw through the tripod. And so now I can pull it out. I can push it back in. You know what I mean? It can't go, oh, there. It can go that low. So I don't think it can see my laptop. If I wanted to ever record anything from here, I'd probably have to use this tripod. But yeah, it can adjust to whatever I am recording on my desk. See, it's adjustable, so that's good. And I got my shelf. And then I decided to put those wine boxes up there. So that got better. Back here on this black shelf here, I don't like this corner. Now those white things to hold the different papers from IKEA, I don't like them. There's a lot of space in between. That's wasted space. So I have a file cabinet as my nightstand over here. Over there. No, you can't see it from there. But the bottom drawer has all my mom and mine, all our papers, our important documents and stuff. But the top drawer, it was just junk in it. So I took all that junk out, sorted through it, and I ordered another accordion file thing. The reason why I like those is because I don't know in the future what's going to be happening, and it's a lot easier to transport if it's in a case that has all these files and it's collapsible and it has elastic strap. So if I ever needed to, let's say I have a bunch of government offices I got to go to, this is just an example, it's not going to happen, but just in case, that type of idea. Or let's say I'm going to an event where I'm selling my journals at like a garage sale, bazaar, where you can rent those tables, whatever. I can take that whole thing with all my papers in it, and I can go, and then I would have a container with all my journals, go set it up, and then I can do them as I'm selling them, because I've been to those things, and at the church back in Montreal, I used to do that. Not myself, but I would go with others who did it, and it can get pretty boring just sitting there, because not necessarily people are looking at your stuff all the time. So anyways, long story. I can go on and on and on and on. But basically, this way I can scrunch it up, do the elastic, take it out of the drawer, and it's portable. That's basically what I was trying to say, is that it's portable. Anyway, so that is coming this weekend, and then I will be transferring. Some of them I've already put in there, because I do have some of those standard green hanging folder things. So I did put some papers in there already, but behind that I'm going to have the accordion, and then all those things are going to be out of here. My goal is to get rid of one of these black shelves. I find this room is too cluttered. My original goal was that this side would be office, that side would be my personal space. My bed and stuff like that. But it's not working out that way, because my office stuff is this wall, and then this is sideways. That one over there, that black one, that's sideways. Like, that's just too much space being given to this whole thing. So this is the bigger wall, because that's the door. So if I had to, that folding table is similar to this one, which I think you can see that in the video. It's this one that the legs collapse. Yeah. I have another one on that side. Now that one can go down a couple more inches, and this can move over a couple of inches, and this. So I'm actually thinking maybe I will turn one of them sideways, and then that way it's one black shelf, desk with two side tables. That's it. So that one would be gone then. And my dressers I could slide over. Even though the dressers does have journaling stuff, I could slide it over and have a little bit more open space. Like something to that effect. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've even considered putting the two of these tables in the corner, one in front of the other. And then that plastic tote and that plastic tote could go under. All these two shelves would be empty. It would be only that shelf that I'd have to figure out, which I might be able to squish into here somehow. And then those up there, which I could probably put on one of this dresser. So it's still a work in progress. We've only been here, four weeks now? Because the last week of June, we were here, but we were over there cleaning and getting that place ready to hand over the keys. So the last week of June, yes, we were here. We did stuff here for a couple hours a day, but Do we really count it? No. I do, and I keep getting reminded, you weren't really there. Don't count that week. So, I don't know what date we are today. We're July, what, 15, 16, 17? I think 17. Let's check my phone. My phone says we are Wednesday the 17th. Well, there you have it. So we've been here full time since for 17 days. And yeah, I know it's a slow process, and it's going to be ongoing for a while. I really don't like that. I'm a person, go, 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 get it done, right? This is where I'm living. My home is my palace, and it bothers me. Anyways, so that's 10 years. 10 minutes of yapping in my craft room about my craft room. So that's a work in progress. I'm still trying to clear off my desk. I have some clutter here. I don't know, like these things here. See, this. I used to have from the big cabinet, I used to have on the side of it places I could put this stuff. Well, I don't have that anymore. And that one, the sharpener. Like, where do I put these cups now? I have nowhere to put it. So, as you can see over here, I got my colored pencils and then regular pencils and pens and Sharpies. I got the glues. And then here I got some glue and some special tape and my glossy accents and my stamp cleaner and my two-sided tape, my scissors. So this is why I like to have this side table, so that I have all this as a work surface. Yeah. Anyways, let's move to that project that I said I saw on my last video, and it bothered me, and I changed it. Let's go out onto the balcony. Balcony. I changed it again. Oh, I'm horrible that way. All right, I'll meet you on the balcony. See you in a bit. And we're back. Now, do you remember I had said on the video that when I sit here on my bench, this is what I see? And I turned, well, the camera was facing where when I sit here on my bench and I have my coffee in that, this is what I see. And then on the right side was the frame of the greenhouse. Do you remember that? When I saw it on the video, it bothered me. Why do I have my glasses on? It bothered me. I did not like that. To me, it was an eyesore. I did not like it. Oh, you can see the reflection. See, this is actually my living room window, but it's reflecting what's on the other side. So you can actually see here, there's no greenhouse. Yeah, I took it apart. What I did was, it's like two sides, and then it's connected at 4 points. Yeah, so across the top in the back, across the bottom in the back, the bottom in the front, and then the peak at the front. So those were the 4 points that the two sides were connected. Well, I removed those 4 points, so I had two separate 3-shelf things, and then I had put one on one side, one on the other side, and then I put my plants back, and I sat back and I looked at it, and I didn't like it. That side was too high, and that side, the sun actually went higher. So then I was thinking, wait a minute, I took the 3rd shelf off of that, and I made a 4th shelf on that side. So that side has 4 shelves now, but the platform, I had to cut it because it was made for the whole greenhouse. So I pulled out the circular saw and I cut the platform into 3 pieces, which, oh my God, it's going to be so much easier to transport it if we ever move again, because they're separate platforms. So I have 3 platforms, plus I had one by itself. So 4 wooden platforms, but they're smaller. So they're so much easier to transport now. And I can use them because I might change it again next year. But for this year, I think this is it. When I sit here, it's all open now. So I'm going to turn you around. And yes, this is a small space. So I don't know how much of it, like I have the tripod right up to the bench. My legs are under the tripod. Now, I don't know, you're not going to see the whole thing, the full effect, but I'll center you to one side and then scan over, and then I'll give you the view of what I see now. And it's so much better. It's so much nicer. Hold on. And then we have something else to talk about this squirrel that keeps coming around bugging me. If only I think I might have taken care of him, but there's more coming. Anyways, one thing at a time. Let's turn you around. That's all right. So when I sit here, this is my view, right? Like that, which is beautiful. You got the trees. Yes, there's a brick building, but you don't really see a lot of windows. It's just brown, which is natural. And yeah, okay, the rooftop. Oh, wait a minute. This thing is tightened too tight. Okay. So the rooftop, not that great, but it's okay. So over here, so we got that on the top, and then we have shelf 2, shelf 3, and then underneath there's a shelf 4, which there's nothing really there. I'm either going to use it for storage, or I'm going to use it when I do my spring planting, like the lettuces and the spinach and that, the cool weather plants. I might put some planters there and put it there. Then it won't get so much sun. It'll get sun, but not a whole lot. Or I might do it on the other side. But anyway, so that's the shelf. And then, oh, I better put my glasses on because now I need to see what's on the camera, on the phone. Yeah, so, oh yeah, and then along the fence there, I twist tied those pots. I actually have 8 of them, but the eight of them didn't fit because in the middle there wasn't enough room to have 2 pots, only 1, and then you had a big gap. So I took one of my bigger skinny long pots and I put it in the middle. And then I have 3 smaller ones on that side. And I put 3 smaller ones on that side. You can see on it probably the white right there, the white twist ties. I just attached it with plastic twist ties. Of course, the one in the middle, the bigger one, has 3 twist ties. The others just have 2 each. So I did that. I did the shelves. And then I just rearranged all the plants. So over here, the sun hits this side first. So the tomatoes and things that needed a lot of sun needs to be here to get all that sun. Like, look how tall my tomatoes are already. Granted, it hasn't been a good year. It should already be producing a bunch of flowers. It hasn't. Like, I think I have maybe 3 flowers so far. It's not producing a whole lot of flowers. So what I've been doing is every Sunday, I've been giving it fertilizer, but every time a different one. Like, when we first moved here, I put the slow release fertilizer on it. And then 2 Sundays ago, I gave it some Miracle Grow, the regular fertilizer. And then last Sunday, I gave it some of the chicken poop. I put a few granules in each pot, and then when I watered it, it got watered in. This coming weekend, I am going to use an organic one. But all of them, I'm trying to dilute it a little bit more than you're supposed to in the mix of water. Like the what do you call it? the Miracle Grow all-purpose fertilizer, and then the organic one too. Both of them have to be mixed with water, and those you can over dilute if you're feeding it often. Like, I think weekly is not normal, you're not supposed to, but because these guys are struggling, but there we go. And then those 6 pots there are my peppers. So the ones closest to me, there's chili, serrano, and cayenne. And then one of the green ones is the paprika, which is the one you grind up to make paprika. And then the 2 closest to the pansies are, the furthest away, are bell peppers. There's a red and a yellow. Next, from here on forward, I will be only growing the yellow. When I make salads, I try and have as many colors as possible in the salad. So you got the green, which is the lettuce. You got red, which is tomato. Then you got cucumber, that's green and white. I like to have all the colors. So what I do is I grate a carrot to add orange. So then I add bell peppers, but the yellow ones, so that you have the yellow, the orange, the red, the green and white, and then anything else that I decide to put in. I used to grow purple, I forget what it was. It was purple bell peppers, and then the yellow was something else. Can I remember? No. What other vegetable is yellow? Anyways, I tried to add as many, I do try and add as many colors as possible and different textures. Like a grated carrot, chopped up tomato, like big chops, bite size, and then cucumbers that are sliced, like different shapes, different textures. I don't know. To me, I love garden salads like that. Anyways. Oh, you know what? Purple onion I could add in, but I don't like the purple. I like chives. Sometimes I'll put chives in it. And yes, I do grow chives. There, it's that square bucket by the tomato there. You can tell I harvest. And it's growing again. Anyways, and then on this side, we have the flowers. And of course we have also there some flowers. There's the marigolds. And we got lobelia by the strawberry on the shelf there. So, and of course chamomile is tea. I'm missing peppermint and stevia. They're the 2 that I'm really sad I don't have. But that's okay. I do have the seeds. I started them indoors. Oh yeah, my basil's not doing too well. So it's basil and peppermint that I started the seeds indoors just recently. So I don't even know if it's enough time, but you know, I can get some of it to grow. You know what I mean? They don't need to flower or anything. I just need the leaves. So I just need it to grow, I don't know, like 6 inches and I'll get some. Of course, more than that is even better. Stevia is a pass this year. Even though I absolutely love growing it, it's a pass this year. That'll be next year. But anyways, moving on. So there, and right now, those 6 pots along the railing all have herbs in it. And then in the middle, I have a mix of the pansies and the viola. Because they both basically look similar, just one smaller than the other. So I thought it would be a nice mix to put them together. And what I might do next year is sprinkle both along the plant, the whole planter. Like take some pansies in my fingers and then sprinkle it over the whole thing. And then take some viola seeds and sprinkle it over the whole thing so that they're more intertwined into each other. But I love that look. All right. And then here, of course, my calendula bloomed. My coneflower, you can see there's buds on it, this one here. So it will be blooming shortly. My geraniums, I don't know, I don't see any buds on them yet. Um, do I remember? I think that one is the white flowering one, and that one is the red. Now, what I'm going to do next year is I'm only going to have the white, and for the red color, I am going to try growing poppies. So I'll have one container of poppies, which is red, one that is the white geranium, the calendula, and the coneflower. And so then that'll be red, white, yellow, and blue. And I think that'll be pretty. I also want cosmos, and I'm thinking right in the middle of those four, I'll do a cosmos. And so you'll have 5 containers there. So what I'm planning for next year is 2 containers there, maybe the copper ones, those. And then I'll have this red one in the middle with the cosmos. And then that blue container and this blue container will be here on either side. So there'll be 5 containers here with those 5. Now the reason why I clumped those 5 together is they all grow, give or take, somewhere around 2 feet tall. So then that'll be my flower patch. Now I'm still going to have my pansies over there and my marigolds over there, but that pot I'm not going to use. I have extra pots like that one over there. See that brown one on the floor? That one will probably be the marigolds next year. I might do a mix of that one, which is, I believe that one's the French one. And then they have the yellow one. So I might do a mix of both and put it in that other pot. Yeah, I have 2 of those pots. See right there, that thing is supposed to be to deter squirrels. Well, when you have a small space, don't buy it, because it makes every minute it's a buzzing sound for about 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds. It's not long, but it's every minute. So considering my window is right here off the balcony, that's a not good thing when I'm trying to sleep. So I decided not to use it. And so now I will, because I think we pretty much covered everything, all the pretty flowers. And then I store my extra pots under there, well, some of them, the bigger ones that I have left. And then there is my leek, I think that's leek, and my orange tree, which is not doing well. I think it's going to be another repeat of blueberries. I tried to grow blueberries, it didn't work. I think the lemon's going to be the same thing. And the reason why is both of them like a lot of acid, like acidic soil. They don't like alkaline soil. And most plants are alkaline. So I think that's not going to work. And which is a shame. I would have loved to have a lemon tree. But it would be like a specialty plant, and it would have to have its own special attention and more attention than my others, and I'm not that kind of person. I like to, my plants all to be treated the same, and I can just sit here, relax, and enjoy, no stresses. Yeah. Anyways. And then, of course, there's my potting table where I do all my plant potting. And then, of course, the hook up above I use as a storage hook. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk to you about is about this silly squirrel. And that electronic thing, that's going. I don't want it. But I'm trying to position the camera where you can at least look at some flowers or something. And if you listen really carefully, the camera might pick up all the birds chirping. Yeah, there's a neighbor talking too, but can you hear all those birds chirping? Anyways, the squirrel. I have not seen dents in my soil in the last few days, so maybe it's working. What I did was I did a natural remedy. I took a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of crushed chili peppers, along with maybe half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I added it to 6 ounces of water in my blender, and I blended it up until it was all fine grind. Like, not even fine grind, it was just all liquid. And then I put it in a cup, in a thing with a spout, like just a small tea, my coffee press thing that I just have the container. I don't have the press part. So I put it in there, and what I did was all along the other side of the fence over there, I poured the liquid all along as much as I could. And then I went and got my cinnamon, and all the plants on this side of the railing, I sprinkled some cinnamon on them all along. And this was after I watered everything. And so that next morning, I saw holes in the soil. And I'm like, darn it. Anyway, so I watered my plants. And then the next morning, there was no paw holes, from their feet. And then the next morning was yesterday. Nothing. Today, nothing. It's been about 3 days now. I have not seen any plant pot where the soil has a divot in it from the squirrel stepping on it. So I think it worked. Garlic, chili powder, and a bit of cayenne with water in your blender. Pour it on the outside. Then grab cinnamon and sprinkle it on the inside in your planters. And squirrel's gone. Yay me. But I am also, now this was all part of my plan. I might not need it, but I'm going to do it anyways, just for guarantee, assurance. I bought some tool. I could not find my tool. I know the 2 bolts, what was left on it, I took it to Value Village. But I had a white one. And I had, remember on the clothesline, I had hanging the tool that I had used. There was a whole bunch of it. Well, I had folded it up and packed it up with my gardening supplies. I cannot find them. I must have, in the process of unpacking, I must have tossed it. I cannot find it. Or maybe I'll find it later. So I ordered a new tool. And so I'm going to put tool all along the railing. Because any of those animals, including birds, squirrels, mice, skunks, all those rodents. Skunks, I don't know, do they climb? Any one of those rodents that climb, let's say, put it that way. They do not like it because the tool is very fine and it has tiny little holes. And when they have to climb it or climb something it's on, it gets stuck in their nails. And then they think it's a trap and that they won't go near it. As soon as they touch it, it's like, ooh, and they'll back away. So I've ordered some white tulle, and I'm going to put it all along this railing, and then I'll put the lights over top it. And I'm going to take some clothespins, and I'm going to, in areas like this with the big gap, well, I probably should go down more. There we go. That big gap there, and there's a gap there. I'm going to gather the tulle and then stick it in that gap so he can't come in that way. And in certain places I will have to use clips to hold it in place. But yeah, that's coming too. just need a little patience. And I was almost in tears when I saw that first morning it didn't work. It's like, oh my God, hopefully the tool will work. And then the next morning there was no holes. And I'm like, what? And then yesterday no holes, today no holes. I'm like, yes, it worked. But the tool's gonna work even better. It's gonna be my assurance because they do not like it. Anyways, 35 minutes. I will let you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you want to give me any tidbits. I would love to hear from you. I think that's it. Remember, do what makes you happy and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.